grown as a man, grown as making decisions faster. The business income's grown. We're having our best sales ever. 9 years. So yeah, it's been beautiful. Thanks, Coach Lily, for getting behind me and helping me out, coaching me. It's been great.
So before meeting Coach Lily, I'm going to be honest. I struggled with my identity. I struggled with being honest about my ego. And I also struggled with making commitments. But since Lily came into my life, I actually started identify what it is I truly want. And I started identifying my ego and how I can move forward and work on it. And so now I'm more patient with myself.
Thank you so much for joining this mini little masterclass that I decided a week and a half ago to do. I'm so happy you're here. You're absolutely in the right spot. A lot of my students who come to these events report that they get so much out of taking notes. So grab your notebook and pen, and we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. All right. Thank you, and see you soon.
She really kind of opened my eyes and opened my mind to how many of the obstacles that we face within our businesses are a direct result of the narratives that we create, our own self-limiting beliefs, and just our misdirected energies and intentions. Really gave me that reassurance and peace of mind that an investment with Coach Lily was going to pay great dividends for my own business. Right away, she's already provided me with kind of a fresh perspective on my business and given me some actionable steps to take towards kind of changing how I'm approaching my business. And it's already proving to be really invaluable to me.
No matter how distracted, or honestly, sometimes I'm just not even in the mood to have a session, the second that she starts talking, it's like the background noise just disappears, and suddenly I'm focused solely on the matter at hand. She really has a profound gift. She's incredibly intuitive, incredibly insightful, and I just feel bigger and smarter and more focused after every single session. So I'm so excited about where we're going. I'm so excited about what the next level of my business, of my life looks like. And I'm really grateful to have Lily as my coach. And I just want to share that.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sound check, sound check. Give me a wave if you can hear me. Woohoo! Oh my goodness, so many new faces, so many old friends as well. I'm so excited to see you. Thank you for being here. All right. So I don't know about you, but genuinely, I'm not a morning person, and it is the morning. So I want to have some fun. I need you to wake me up. How does that sound? Sound fair? Okay. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pop in the chats right now if you've ever heard me speak before and where you're tuning in from. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We were down to, gosh, Kyle, you tell me. Minus 20 Celsius. What is that? 10 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah. Now we're up to 0 Celsius. So that's about 37 Fahrenheit. Right. So let's have some fun. You know, life is good. Success is good. Working hard is good, but it's important to have fun. So definitely go ahead and pop in the chats. Have you ever heard me speak? Have you worked with me, and where you're tuning in from? Jill is coming in from Halifax, Massachusetts. Kyle is from Edmonton, and yes, Kyle works with me. Yes. Shimiko, is that how I say it? Shimiko Cole is from LA. Janine is from California. Yeah, you are. Dr. Raz is from Washington, D.C. Stacy, yes, she's heard me speak. She's from Niagara, Ontario. Erin has seen me all over Instagram, and now she's tuning in from Kansas. I love that. Tara's from Edmonton. She's getting her studio ready. That's okay. I'm so glad you're here. Daniel, of course, and he's from Las Vegas. Adam, yes, of course, you've heard me speak, from Boston, Massachusetts. Michael is from Dallas. Whitney, first timer. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. Whitney, I think you are a friend of my clients. Is that correct? Norm is from Calgary. Kelly is from Australia and LA. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Y'all, I'm so happy you're here. Cassandra, of course, has heard me speak many times. So glad you're here. KD is from Hawaii. Stephanie is from Wilmington, current client. Glad to be here. Oh, thank you. Okay, we're going to talk about luck today. And in setting the stage for that discussion, I want you to kind of think about and jot down what it means to you to be lucky. Okay, what does that mean to you? Does that mean more opportunities? Does that mean winning the lottery? Maybe don't say that. I don't know if I can guarantee helping you win the lottery. Does that mean more supportive people, helpful influences, greater business revenue, right? What does the experience of luck mean to you? Whitney says, yes, she is a friend of my clients. What a memory. Thank you, Whitney. I think I briefly saw your message this morning, and I absolutely will message you. If you want, if there's a connection, we can always find a time to connect after as well. All right. Okay. Once you're done, could you give me a thumbs up and or a yes in the chats to let me know that you're done? Awesome. First to do it, Jill, Kyle, woohoo, Aaron. Oh, no, Aaron's husband. I was like, who's this almost as pretty version as Aaron, but not Aaron? Cassandra, excellent. Thank you. I want you to share with each other a little bit. I also think on the spot a lot, right? So obviously I have a lot of content planned for you, but whenever I hear something in the chats that's of a lot of insight, something that I can address and answer, a question I can answer. Those of you who know, I will adapt on the spot, right? So you actually help your peers today by sharing in the chats what it is that you're thinking. All right, thanks for these chats. It means full peace of mind, doing what you want. Okay, if that's luck, I like it. To me, that's also freedom, but maybe Cassandra, knowing you, you want both, right? Luck means things going in my favor. That's right. Even if I don't know what the best outcome is, attracting positive influences. Yes, opportunities, being at the right place, right time, right vibration. Ooh, Patricia, you talk like me. It means connecting with great people, having awesome things happen. Yes, absolutely. Jill, you might be a relationship person. I don't know. Adam says, oh gosh, I don't even know. It's when a good thing happens at the right time. Yes. Dan says it's often just being open-minded to opportunity. Yes. You see, you all speak according to your personality. So many of you who've chimed in so far, I know you personally. I could have imagined you're saying that. I love that. Thank you. Diana's in the house. All right. So I'm going to share some very, very simple slides. A lot of you know my style, having been formerly very corporate and formerly I've taught at the university college level. Now I do not put a lot of emphasis on PowerPoint slides, if that makes sense. All right. But that being said, so that's why my slides are very, very simple. But that being said, I still like to have just some visual anchors, so to speak. Okay. So be prepared for a former consultant, professor, lecturer's slides, i.e. I care not too much, but here you are. All right, please give me a thumbs up if you can see these slides. Excellent, thank you. One thing I gotta ask for your help in is once I'm sharing a screen, such as the slides or such as a mini little reel or clip, I can't see a lot of you anymore. So if you're not on mute, please just say yes so I can hear you. Or if you're quick at chatting, please chat so I can see you. And what that really does is it shows me that we're on the same page. Then I can move on and guess what? and you save everybody time as well. So you'd be doing not just me a favor, but everyone a favor as well. Okay. Does that sound good?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Janine, quick learner. Thank you. All right. So welcome to this masterclass. I'm Lily Wang. My goal here isn't so much to give you some dictionary definition of luck or to give you all the physics of the quantum physics, because you have Google for that. And you literally have the internet at your fingertips for all the scientific, all the research, all the data you could ever need. So my goal here isn't so much to teach you all the science, because what's knowledge without application anyway, right? But rather what it is to kind of share and break down some of these really complex concepts in a manner that actually benefits you today. If I were to give you a glimpse into this world of quantum physics and help show you that you can create more luck, if I were to show you, if I were to help encourage you to start seeing it, that yes, you can, you are responsible for the luck in your life, then I'll know I'll have done my job. Is that fair?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. If you stay until the end, you all know how this works. I will give you a bonus and I will give you a free gift. Now, is that fair?
Woohoo! Yeah.
Woohoo! Thank you. Now, I know that there's a ton of master classes out there. One of my students, she recently renewed and came in at the 1 year with me. I feel like every time I talk to her, she says, "Oh, Lily, I was on this other master class." She's a proficient learner. We've already almost doubled her income. It's only been about 4 months. So I love her lots. But the point is, there's a lot of master classes out there. Do you agree? Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm no different, really. I love learning as well. But at this point in my life, my number one priority really is to make sure that whatever I teach you and impart on you, you can apply, right? You can apply and you can do better and you can feel better. So what makes today's masterclass, what makes this different? Some of you may know, some of you may not yet know. I have a degree in psychology. I've done high performance coaching. I've worked with top coaches in the world, Bob Proctor, Raymond Aaron, you name it. I've worked with them. I've studied quantum physics for a long, long time, and over 20
Very
years
quiet.
ago. Pardon me?
It's very hard to hear. It went very quiet.
Oh, okay. How's my sound for everyone?
Could be better.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I have low.
I hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, too bad. This is what I use every day.
I can hear you finally.
You can. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. For Norm and for the female voice, thanks so much for speaking up. Can you try to turn up the volume?
It's all the way up and it just sounded like it suddenly went very quiet, but I'll try with headphones or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. What's your name?
Hey, it's Kelly Pantaleone.
Kelly. Oh, Kelly. Okay. Hi, Kelly. Okay. Thank you
Hi,
for,
Lily.
yeah, hopefully that works better. And I've about over 20 years of, so over 20 years ago, I was introduced to Qigong, which is a very, very deep practice of energy work. And eventually when you do it enough, you actually start feeling energy through your body. I twisted my ankle a couple times in junior high when I was younger. So eventually I would do the Qigong and energy and visualization work enough so that I'd feel bubbles almost through my ankles, through the pain points, so to speak, as I was doing the Qigong. So literally thoughts create things. Your thoughts create these bubble-like sensations in your body. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Just a little bit about me. I do have a master's degree. I've worked in consulting. I studied in Canada, in London, UK. I've worked with some of the largest companies, charities, governments around the world. Of course, I've helped a lot of startups and small businesses owners here in Canada, North America, and of course, around the world. Designed policy at the international level. And of course, these days as a coach, because I've transitioned from a consulting to purely coaching, I've helped a lot of people increase their incomes by, oh, that's an old slide, my bad. I've doubled their income usually within 4 to 6 months, all right? So it's just a little bit about me in terms of my style. All right. So, all right, I'm gonna stop share. Okay, Kelly and Norm, how's the sound for the two of you now?
It's okay.
It's okay?
It's good.
Good. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, the volume went up again. It's bouncing for me. It could just be my own issue.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hopefully it's good.
Hey everyone, hey Coach Lily, it's Rod. I want to say thank you for all the great things that you've done for me, you continue to do for me. The coaching that you provide is absolutely excellent. If you want to raise your awareness, you want to raise your level of awareness, you want to go and do beyond what you've ever thought you could do, those dreams that you have or had or dormant, Coach Lily is the one that can bring them out, and the sky's the limit. I encourage each and every one of you, if there's something that you want to do in life, I know everyone wants to level up. You have the right person in Coach Lily. Coach Lily, the sky's the limit for you. You're excellent. If you guys are looking for a great coach, such as a Bob Proctor or Les Brown or Tony Robbins, you have it in Coach Lily. Give her a chance. She will change your life. Thank you so much, Coach. We love you.
So luck is really, from a quantum perspective, it's really about an arrangement of particles, things, circumstances, okay, in the universe, okay, for our so-called benefit. So what that really means is your understanding and experience of luck is a very subjective one. Okay, so what that means then is, if it's subjective, it's up to who? That's right. Good finger pointing. It's up to you. It's up to me, right? All of life is subjective. When we start understanding the science behind the law of attraction, when we start understanding quantum physics, we start seeing that there are patterns to things, and we start seeing that there's an objective side to our subjective lives, if that makes sense. Okay, so number one, I want to say luck is not random. Okay, luck is not a random experience. A lot of people, especially I think with the English language, has the connotative understanding that luck must be coincidental, right? And if it's coincidental, like, oh my gosh, that's so lucky, how, then it's random. Okay, but even when good things happen and you think it's random, that means we're giving our power away. Okay, even when good things happen and you claim that it's random, and I'm not saying it's your fault, I'm just saying society hasn't imparted the right knowledge to you or to me or to us, then we're giving our ownership away. Whereas the truth is, it was never random, or at least I hope in today's webinar, I'll start showing you that it was never random. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me so far. Excellent, thank you. All right, so events are not random, all right? Your every thought creates something. I know that wasn't as eloquent as our other sentences, but it means a lot. Your every thought creates something. So your every thought has a consequence. Good, bad, judgment or no judgment, it doesn't matter. Your every thought creates a consequence. For instance, right now, if part of you, or some part of you is like, I don't buy that yet, Lily, convince me. Okay, and you're furrowing your brows and you're like, I don't know. Well, you see, your every thought, your thought of convince me is creating your wrinkles right now.
I like it.
That's right. So you doubt the content in this webinar that causes wrinkles. No, that in every seriousness though, your every thought has a consequence. So if you were to go through life, you were to go through your day with an experience of this is stress. Oh, what does this person really want? Why do I have to do this again? Right? And we're furrowing our brows and we're tightening our, our expressions. Then you would cause a consequence of a facial look and countenance and life and all that of negativity and stress. Right? And then if on the other hand, you went through this morning, your afternoon, today with joy and openness, or like, how can I serve? Tell me what I can do better. Okay, let's learn this. Then you literally create a facial look, a countenance, a body, an image, a business, a life of positivity and openness. Right? Many years ago, when I used to actively be in the Bob Proctor circle, and you'd pay $20K just to get access to him and so on and so forth. I used to run, I don't do this anymore, but I used to run this group program. It's $4,000 for 3 months in a group with me. And literally what I would teach is how to use quantum physics and change your body. Yeah. I don't want to say I can't, but I don't really do that now because it would take too much explaining, right? Too much pre-framing and contextualizing for, many people to understand enough to want to do it and buy it. But back then in the Bob Proctor circle, right, they've been kind of in that condition and environment for years and years, right? And that's what I would teach. Your thoughts create your looks, guys. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe I've just shared with you the fountain of youth. It's in your thoughts.
I hear it.
Yeah. Just look at Janine. She's so youthful. All right. So because things are not random, and even the experience of luck, opportunities, benefactors and great clients and money and success, and these things are not random. So then would it be a good idea or not to become deliberate with our thoughts? Yes. Yes.
So I come into a lot of things with a lot of shame when I don't complete things or I don't understand things. And then I kind of, withdraw. And she taught me that when I'm feeling like that's like a low vibrational energy, and that it slows down your momentum, and that it does not serve you to conquer your goals. Learning through like how to work through my limiting beliefs, she really made me understand that self-praise and self-gratitude and just gratitude in general are high vibrational, and then that is raising your spirits and helping you achieve your goals. And it was a really, really unique perspective on how to work through everyday situations, and how that can progress into achieving goals, and not just 1 year goals, changing those 1 year goals into 6 month goals, and your 6 month goals into 3 month goals. And if anybody needed coaching or was thinking about coaching, with her unique style, she gets you results quickly, and it always keeps the ball rolling. I can't thank you, Lily, enough for everything you've done for me, and I'm so excited to continue working with you in the future. Thank you.
So number 2, we're going to talk a little bit about quantum entanglement. Okay. I have a couple clients on video right here. I want you to nod or shake your head because this stuff is really special. Excuse me. I literally have not talked about this very publicly ever. Clients, please nod or shake your head. Do you agree that I have not given this stuff to you before? Quantum entanglement.
Agreed.
I see 3 nods, 4 nods. And Stephanie, thank you. Right? Yeah, so this is some pretty special stuff. I really hope you like it. So when we talk about quantum entanglement, again, right, do we agree that I'm not here just to give a scientific lecture? I'm here to give you coaching. Yes or yes? Yes, awesome. Thank you. Because of that, okay, as quantum entanglement and it relates to you and me at a personal level, okay, see of it as how one thing, the state of one thing will affect the state of another thing. Okay. The state of one thing will affect, will predict, and will be connected to the state of another thing. For example, this is the pen. The state of one thing, me, Coach Lily is one thing. The state of another thing, this pen. The state of me will affect the state of this thing, this pen. Okay, so if you were to literally, I'm making this really literal, guys. If you were to literally have an object in your life right now that you were to love, appreciate, honor, take care of. That is the state of one thing, the state of you, the state of me. Having a thought about the state of another, which in this case is this object in question. You would literally cause this item, this object, to last longer than it otherwise would have. Okay, I see some nods, I see some confusion. Are you still with me? Okay, thank you. The state of one thing, my thoughts, affects the state of another, this object. Now, in our human perception, we see things in three-dimensional form. We only see this pen as an object form. We do not see its vibrations. We do not see its waveforms. We do not see the fact that in this moment, this so-called physical thing is actually changing as I'm holding it. Right? So what I mean by that then is right now, we may be talking about this pen, the state of one thing. I either love or hate this pen, and that'll affect the longevity of this pen. But the truth is, replace this literal pen with the state of your business, with the state of your career, with the state of your status, with the state of your financial situation. Because those things, whether they're literal or not, physical, three-dimensional or not to you, also have in their forms waves, vibrations, particles, and energy. Just like that of this pen. So quantum entanglement talks about how the state of one thing, you, your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions, your mood, the way you take action, how you show up in the world, what your value systems are, will affect the state of another. Everything is connected. What you think, how you feel, and how you show up in this world, at work, with your partner, in your community, will affect the outcome. How I think, what I think, how I feel will affect the outcome. Quantum entanglement. Your thinking will affect the outcome. This is why just having or being part of the hustle culture, the grind culture, right? The whole stay up late, don't sleep culture is not sufficient. Because as you're working that hard, are you truly happy, appreciative, grateful? Are you truly looking forward to a good outcome or not? If you are, then the state of you are affecting a good outcome. Most people, when they hustle too hard, they get exhausted, they hate themselves, or what came first, the chicken or the egg? Most people hate themselves and therefore they hustle too hard. So the beginning stage of creation was already bad. Forget your hustling or the hours of work you put in. The beginning stages of your creation was already negative. The state of you, not good enough. I have to prove myself. If I do this, maybe my dad will finally look at me. The state of you was already negative. The state of you is affecting the state of the outcome, the state of your business, the state of your life. Okay, your thinking will affect the outcome, right? So I gave you an example. The longevity of even your belongings are affected by your thoughts. When you think of a family that's loving, a very loving family, or you think of an individual who loves her house, or a couple, right? A married couple who just have so much love between them. When this family or individual or couple sells that house, that house will be in a far better state because of the love that was created within that house than normal. So congratulations, I just helped you sell your house for a higher price. Okay, literally the state of the carpet will be better, the walls will be cleaner, and yes, the perceived value by the time your realtor lists it on the marketplace will be affected. The state of one thing, which in this case, this is a love shared between the people in that house, will affect the state of the second thing, the house. Kelly says, whoa, what does that mean when all my products last years longer than I would ever think they would? Yes. When you treat anything you have with respect, love, honor, they will last longer. Substitute this pen for a relationship. I mean, that's obvious, right? Yeah, when you treat a relationship, could be a work relationship, could be your neighbor relationship, with love, respect, and honor, doesn't the state of that person, how they perceive you, and therefore the relationship you have, doesn't that just go up? Excellent, excellent. All right, good, thank you. Thanks for the question. I want to take a brief pause and check in with y'all. How do you feel right now? What stood out to you the most? If you could type in the chats. By the way, we have 37 people on here today. I am so proud of you all for making the time and coming. If you can, do pop up on video, because then you guys get to see each other. I get to see you. And we agreed at the beginning, right? You're here to help wake me up. So you could help me wake me up with your video as well.
What I love most about Coach Lily is that she's prepared for my ego, my fears, and vision all at once, which has really propelled me to great heights and has given me lots of courage to do this in my everyday life. These traits, ego, fear, and my vision, can make the best and worst of me. And with Coach Lily, I'm able to see this and many other things that contribute to my growth and development.
Cassandra says the state of you affects the outcome of your life. Absolutely. Tanique says, oh, hey, Tanique, quantum entanglement. Yes, Tanique, what about that was an aha for you? Diana says this can change your body. Yes. When we seek to love ourselves, guess what? Our health actually goes up. Kelly says that was for me, quantum entanglement. Yes, remembering that the state of our thoughts affects the state of the things around us. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Guys, are you enjoying this training so far?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear. It's always, not to say that it's like a gamble or a risk or anything, 'cause I don't see life in that way, but in a little bit, in a small way it is. When you talk about things that most people don't talk about, or when you talk about things that you've not really talked about in public, it always is somewhat of a gamble. So I'm glad you're enjoying, and I have so much more for you. So I'm so glad you're here. Dr. Patricia is saying, wondering if one reason the nonstop hustle mentality is ineffective because it's grounded in lack rather than in abundance. Absolutely. Okay. The hustle culture or mentality is ineffective because it's grounded in lack. Okay. Now let's pretend I am the avatar, the human who's fully into the hustle culture, and this person isn't doing well. Let's pretend the other state, so to speak, is the state of your career, earnings, sales, or what have you. The first state, the first item, object, source, so to speak, is this avatar. I'm grounded in lack. I'm not good enough. So let me work hard just to feel good enough. Yeah. Let me get another title. Let me get more status. Let me show off with a sports car. Maybe the kids from high school will look at me now, so on and so forth. Right? A lot of people, even one generation ago, when they hustled very hard in their 20s and 30s, they could manage it biologically. They still had the cortisol, adrenaline to do it. But then as people finish their 30s, why do you think everybody gets depressed? Creating a life from a state of lack is not sustainable. Okay, so this avatar coming from a place of lack would literally imagine, I don't know, waves, right? Shooting from this person to the object, to the results, and they'd be negative. Well, this would get affected. The state of your work, business, career, reputation, friendships, everything would get affected by that. Yeah, does that support you, Raz? Awesome, thank you. Stacy says everything is within our power to affect the outcome. Absolutely. True ownership, right? Yes. Kyle says, Quantum entanglement has no boundaries, happens instantaneously, exactly, regardless of physical distance. Now, Kyle, is that a Google search? Because I don't think I said those things today. Stephanie says we're able to shift perceived value. That's right, right? Remember you and I talked about perceived value. Yeah. This hit me hard, Camilla says. It doesn't work to just hustle because you're not in a state of joy and appreciation. Exactly. A lot of people hustle, they hate themselves. And they hate themselves because they're hustling, right? So it's a very ineffective and hurtful positive feedback loop, especially when you're trying to prove yourself. Exactly. Guys, I went so far in improving myself that I went into a field, medicine, that I had no love for. I went so far and took my MCATs, made sure I took upper level organic chemistry, again, no love for, made sure I got a 4.0, made sure I applied, flew across the continent for these medical school interviews, made sure I got it, got in, and I even went, right? So I wasn't so much hustling, but I was setting goals, and I was setting certain goals in those couple of years from a place of lack, from a place of, please, if I get my MD, then maybe I'll feel good. Then maybe I'll feel capable, good enough to help you. Right? I've always done a lot of humanitarian work. I've always been some of you know my story, I've worked in consulting and coaching around the world. Maybe if I'm a doctor, Wang, then I can actually advocate and serve you better. Well, it's a load of crap. Because I'm sure you know some doctors who don't serve you as well as they could. And I'm sure, okay, we won't go into that part, right? But I'm also sure you know lots of people without that title who do serve the world exceptionally well, right? The state of one thing, me, thinking about my life, the state of another will affect my life. Yes, excellent. All right, perfect. So do you see now why so many successful people say, you got to get a coach? You got to get a coach. Because what they're essentially saying is, well, at least with a good coach, right? At least good coaching is helping you with your thoughts, right? Don't worry, I'm not here to totally turn over your systems and totally change everything. I couldn't possibly. One of you is a hairstylist. Some of you are in real estate. 2 of you are in fitness. I don't know these things. But I do know psychology, and I do know about watching your patterns and helping you change your patterns around. Right? So a really good coach will pull you out of victimhood. Most of us are very, very deeply entrenched in victimhood. Right? You may look upon something, look upon this pen, look upon the job promotion, look upon the raise, look upon the business growth. You may say you want it, that's fair, I believe you. But the state of you is now entangled with it. So if you don't like you, you've sent I don't like you energy to it. Okay? So if any of us are a little bit in victimhood, and my diagnosis of our society is most of us are, then you are projecting the state of I'm not good enough, people hurt me, this isn't fair, why isn't it working for me, blah, 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 onto it. Do you think energetically that would affect the it, yes or no? Yes, exactly, right? So good coaching pulls you out of victimhood, helps you heal patterns. Sometimes these patterns start very, very early on. So at the top of this year, so that would have been January, almost a whole year ago, I said to one of my students, hey, what do you want out of your year? Right, and he gives a nice answer on the protective answer. He says, well, I'd like to support my team a bit better. I'm like, that's great, I believe you, but what do you want out of your year? He's like, maybe make some more money. It's like, okay, great. But really, what do you want out of your year? Now, granted, he's already been with me for a couple months, right? Eventually, through the coaching, he gave me an answer. He said, I want to make $500,000 in my business. Okay. that was January. A week before December, so late November, I was in Banff, Alberta, Canada. That's the Rocky Mountains. Hands up if you've ever been to the Rockies. Couple of you, yeah, 2 hands up for Albertans. Yeah, I love it. Cassandra, you went to Vegas. You're good. Right. So a week before December, so in late November, I was physically in the Rockies. I didn't take time off, right? And you guys know I don't like to cancel on my clients. So I was seeing my clients as per normal. He was my last call on Friday afternoon. And I said, listen, we've got about a couple weeks later, a couple weeks left of the year. Like, how do you want to finish strong? How can I support you? What it is that you want? What is still missing for you? Let's go. And as part of his answer, he said, well, you know, like we're just a couple days shy of December, but yeah, we're hitting 500,000 and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what did you say? It's uncanny how when I help you set a goal, you are so resistant and scared. And then somehow when you reach it, it's like it was no big deal. Right? So he hit $500,000. Now, it's not as if he was at $470,000 for years and then I helped him hit 500. He was in the low 6 figures. I'm talking 100s. Okay, literally low 6 figures. I'm being real with you here. And low 6 figures and high 5 figures for the last couple of years. He's in his late 30s. He's in the same industry he was trained in college. So after college, it's been what, 17 and a half years. Just hit 500,000. Okay, is that because I went to school and did an undergrad in his industry between January and late November? I don't think so. I mean, I think I have some capabilities. I don't think that would have been one of them this year. Okay. But what I did do with him is help him understand without using these words, right? So you guys are getting something special here because I've never said this to any of my clients this year. But what I've essentially helped him and all of you do this year is change the state of you, your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions to your world. And as we do that week in and week out, guess what? How you send out your energy onto it, which in this case is my clients' business and growth and revenue, you just affected it. Okay, does this resonate? I thought you guys be excited with this story.
Yeah.
Am I serious today? Am I too serious today for you?
No,
No?
no.
Okay, well, yes, thank you. Some chats. Yes, please give me some feedback. What's happening for you right now? Does this make sense? Tara says, if we make 6 figures, but want to still double in sales pricing, is that something you can work with? Oh yeah, that client of mine, I've helped more than triple, but I'm not going to say that was in 4 to 5 months, right? He's been with me since last summer, still triple. One of my clients, I saw him last night actually. He said his sales this year is the highest in 8 years. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have a couple students who are coaches in their own right. And one of them, we not quadrupled, that's 4, what's 5? Quintupled. I don't, yes, Raz, yeah, thank you. Right, so yeah, you can be making 2,000 a month, I'll double it. You can be making 6 figures from what I've seen, based on client results, we've still increased it, absolutely. Tanik is saying, I'm taking all of this in. M says, we're thinking and absorbing. Thank you. It is a constant matter of discipline. You're all nodding. You don't know what I'm saying yet, but thank you. It's a constant matter of discipline for me to slow down. I really try. Okay, but I'm glad you're soaking it all in. That's awesome. Hey guys, honestly, if you've been enjoying this, obviously I don't do events of like this a lot. I've only done a couple this year, and I suspect next year will be kind of the same. I do have a Facebook group. I haven't done videos there in a while, but I've decided I'm gonna do it. Small little trainings, a couple minutes once a week. That's my commitment. So if you want more access, obviously, absolutely for free. You don't have to sign up for a Zoom thing or whatever. You just pop in on the Facebook, watch after the fact. Would that be of help to you? Would that be of benefit?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, what I'm going to do is pop that in the chats. It's a Facebook group I created last year. I share some posts and insights in there, but I really want to ramp up a little bit of the small videos. All right. Click on that link right now. Hit join, and I'll make sure I give you access. Right. So I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. Awesome. So for those of you who are able to click that link, give me a thumbs up or yes in the chats if you've been able to do that. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Excellent. TL says, what if you are not on Facebook? Are you siblings with Stephanie? Oh, okay. Because I know Stephanie has a brother. I was like, good job. You brought your brother on board. No, TL. Okay. And Stephanie doesn't have Facebook either. TL, are you with me on Instagram? Oh, okay. Well, that's still something. Won't be the same level of training that I'll be doing in my Facebook group. But since you're on my Instagram, I'm not on Twitter. That's not the right Coach Lily. Yeah. All right. Well, get Facebook if you can and just pop into the group when you can. Otherwise, TL, definitely hang out with me on Instagram. For everybody else, if you missed it, that was the Facebook group link. All right.
You couldn't go wrong with working with Lily. She's been an amazing source of support for me, motivation, and most of all, someone who's helped me to learn deeply about myself. Working on yourself is not ever easy, especially if you really want to make some progress. So she'll make you face your deepest fears about yourself, your insecurities, and show you a practical way on how to overcome them. So she really helped me to have a paradigm shift on some things that I was pretty solid with in my own mind, in my own life. And if you're considering personal coaching, you would be very well served by working with Lily Wang. She's been great for me, and God bless. Have a great day.
Are you all excited to get more?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I'll give you an example, okay? Way back in grade 8. Yeah, I just said grade 8. And I was 13 years old. And I gotta tell you something. The choices we make as a kid, oh my gosh, they stick with you. So my parents thought, we moved from Europe to Canada. So we were immigrants once again. And my province, there was a really cool thing in my province. We don't have private schools, which I just think is phenomenal. But we do have these very special academic schools where you have to take tests and go through interviews and get in. So my parents were like, if you want, maybe we can do this. I was like, okay. So I did it. I got in. But, statistically, a lot of the kids in those schools are pretty wealthy, right? Even though we didn't have to pay to go in. Very, very academic. So in grade 8, we have to study and we have to do really well because that's what our schools told us what we had to do. I had this one friend who before every test, because we were friends, would call me the night before and we'd study together. Okay, so far so good. But at the end of every single such call, she'd say, oh, I'm so scared. Guys, we were 13, okay? Biology, I'm so scared. I was like, why? She's like, aren't you scared? I'm so worried, And yes, I was in these academic schools. I don't know about you. I personally have never put school as number one. But anyway, but this girl, oh my gosh, she was so meticulous with her notes. She'd study the front, the back, the everything. She'd color code everything. I mean, she was prepared. We talked a little bit earlier about work ethic. I mean, she had it. Okay. But it was just every time clockwork. We've done the studying, we've done the friendship thing, and then now it's time for her to worry. And she's like, aren't you worried? I'm like, No, no. I've studied 70% of what you've studied. I'm not. Okay. Remember what we said. The state of one thing, how we think about something, will affect that something. Now, that something will inevitably affect us back. And then after that, we said, in this case, it's a literal something, a pen. Substitute this pen, which isn't really physical anyway, it's just our experience of it, with that of your marks in grade 8, with that of your business, with that of your life. Okay. So she would study really, really hard. I mean, after the phone call, I was like done. I was like, cool, great day. I knew she was going to study another 2 hours. This is grade 8, guys. But statistically, with all the tests coming back, we'd always do roughly the same. Like we'd both be getting the 80s. No, I was not valedictorian because I didn't care that much. Right. So it's not so much I'm encouraging you to not work hard, but what I am saying is for that same amount of work ethic that you currently have, if all you were to do is to be open to the ideas I'm sharing with you, to the concept that when you change the state of your mind, you literally change the amount of luck, the state of your outcomes, your life is going to shift. Your life is going to shift. Right. Yeah. So before we switch subjects here, I want to do a check-in. What stood out to you the most? Please go ahead and type in the chats so I know that you're awake with me. If you want to speak into the audio, you can as well.
Okay, so is the one part when you start thinking on that one, one state of thing, and then it transfer over to the thing, or in the case of the story that you told us, the test, did she pass it, by the way?
Oh, always. We were in academic school. If people got lower than 85%, they'd cry. She definitely passed every time.
Okay, so the worry that she felt didn't quite affect it. It just affected her mood and her emotions.
It did affect it because she was so meticulous.
So it still affected the test.
Yes. I know to most people, like, what are you upset about? 85%. But I'm saying I studied. I didn't have these worries. Like,
Very powerful story.
Exactly.
That was powerful because it really does show what you're feeling and what you're thinking is transferring over to whatever it is that you're putting that energy towards. And that is my aha.
Awesome. If you liked what she just said, would you give her a round of applause? Yes, thank you. That's exactly it. I know that objectively 85% isn't that bad, but listen, many of you objectively don't have a bad life either, do you? It's the same thing. You are objectively doing pretty well. I certainly know a lot of your financial situations. My students are on here. But it's not so much how good or bad you are compared to others. It's the fact that you're shortchanging yourself. Are you? With the state of your thoughts, with quantum entanglement. So all we got to do is start understanding that this is the case here. Start understanding that we can shift these thoughts. She worried so much and she studied so hard. That was like her life for years. Sure, I was in academic school, so I kind of had to study. But as I was like out there playing tennis, as soon as I hit 14, Alberta's very right wing, so we were allowed to work. I went to work at Burger King. I don't know, I thought it was fun. I was out there shopping. I was spending time with friends, right? Reduce your worry. You already just increased your results. Yes, TL, did you want to speak? Go ahead and unmute.
Hi, yes, this is pretty prolific. The thing that sticks out to me, it's an affirmative, the grind and hate yourself, because there is the culture, especially in Western culture, work hard, play hard. And then also the story of your own about, let me get one more degree. Let me get one more certification, because I definitely find that I've done that, where it's like, let me get another certification. Let me get another license. Let me prove how good I am. And it's like, when I think about the top 5 guys, and they're all men, the top 5, Bezos, Buffett, jobs, all college dropouts, Gates, all college dropouts. And we all buy and consume their goods, and they did not go get all these certifications. And for me, and I also think in terms of women, we tend to go and get more education, more polish, more certification, every Ivy League, every ring of fire we can hop through to prove that we're smart. But I am smart. I appreciate that.
Exactly. Yes. T, what's your first name?
I'm Tina Laurie, but I
Tina
go by
Laurie.
TL because it's just I work with a bunch of men, and I always they other you when you have such a gorgeous first name like I do. Totally living.
Yeah, all good. Thank you, TL. That's exactly it. Listen, there's nothing actually wrong with getting another degree. Nothing wrong with that. If you want it, if you love yourself, if it brings you joy, do it, baby. Right? I right now have one of my students. She just went into grad school in British Columbia. So that's the far west on the Pacific coast, doing sexology. She's been with me for a year. We've gotten great results. And she wanted to go to grad school and made sure she did that as well. That's awesome. But you see, what TL is speaking to, I think, what I was speaking to is you cannot substitute your self-love, your issues within with another degree. It's too exhausting. And you're still in that same state. And guess what? The one thing we cannot lie about is energy. Okay, the one thing we cannot ever hide is energy. You can put on a nice shirt, you can brush your hair, all important things, but you cannot hide your energy because somebody else's subconscious as an intuition will pick up on your energy. Right? So if you don't like yourself and you're saying, oh, I have to get another degree, hey, been there, done that. If you don't like yourself, like, oh, I have to be in a very competitive field to feel good and make a lot of money, been there, done that as well. If you don't like yourself, guess what? The state of you is impacting the state of what? Fill in the blanks, please.
Others, relationships.
Everything else.
Everything else. Yes, others, relationships, everything else. Thank you. Patricia says, my block is understanding how to double without doubling myself. I know we discussed this, but still thinking about the 500K client, trying to understand the how if you're already working at full capacity. So he used to work until 9 p.m. at night when he met me, before he met me. This may not sound like a big deal, but for those of you who know what working, who experience working at 9, you might really appreciate this. So we've tripled his income, and 5 days out of 5 work days out of the week. I'm stumbling on my words. Of the 5 work days of the 7 days of the week, right? He is either home playing sports or playing sports with his family by 6 or 7 p.m. Now, I know some of you are like, I don't even want to work till 6 and 7. That's fine. But for the person who's used to staying to the office until 9, not only did we increase the income, we also increased time. This stuff works. If some part of you is like, but how? Well, when we're saying, but how, is that in a state of peace and openness, or can I do it too? And stress. Right? We have to be vigilant with our energy. We have to be aware of our energy. We have to be introspective and honest about our energy. Right? Yeah, it's a lot. This stuff doesn't come for free. Success, happiness, free time, more income, it doesn't come for free. Every day we do the work. Right? And that's why some of you know every week I give you the homework. Awesome. Dan says you have to delegate to grow, figuring out, yeah, you have to learn to delegate. Thanks, Daniel. Lily has said the same thing to me, relinquishing control. Kyle says transformation comes from shifting from a state of doing to a state of being. Absolutely. You still will do. I mean, you will have that workshop, right? You will go into the companies and teach them. Yeah. But what we do together in our work is helping you be. So when you show up, damn, baby, You'll be powerful. Awesome. Em says, how do we do that though? Habits are so hard to break. That's in the work, right? How do we break unhelpful patterns and such? That's in the work. And I've said this to clients when they first hop on with me, don't worry too much, honestly. You just show up, you just stay receptive. Let me worry about the how for you. Right? Okay, awesome, awesome. Are you guys enjoying this training so far?
Yes.
Awesome, I love it. I'm so glad you all are here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 1-minute bio break. I think it's gonna be top-notch content, not just because it's top-notch content, but also because you all are on board now, right? We've spent about 55 minutes together. You all are warmed up. What's about to come is gonna be awesome. And as you do that, I'm gonna play a super quick video. He recorded this for me yesterday.
And before I started working with Coach Lily, things would take a lot longer to achieve. There were things about myself that I didn't know that she was able to point out patterns that go all the way back to childhood. And it didn't just affect the patterns that we found wasn't just personal. It also was in business and relationship and so on. After we worked together and I got the tools that she taught me, it's something that I use on a daily basis now. These tools have helped me make decisions faster, be more specific on what I want and get it quicker. Also, being able to have a direction, grown as a man, grown as making decisions faster. The business income's grown. We're having our best sales ever in like 8 years, 9 years. So, yeah, it's been beautiful. Thanks, Coach Lily, for getting behind me and helping me out, coaching me. It's been great. Looking forward to many more.
Yeah, so to give you some context, he just renewed with me for 1 year about a month ago, a couple of weeks ago. He's in his early 40s. In his early 20s, he was shot in the neck. And then after that, neck down, had no sensation. So he's a paraplegic. And I didn't even know it until yesterday that through our time together, his sales has been the highest it has been in 8 years. Yeah. No matter where you are, really, no matter where you are in life, figuratively, literally, no matter what you do, no matter what you've gone through, if you were to choose to be receptive to the scientific understanding of this, to the scientific understanding and explanation of these universal laws, you can change your results. That's what I really hope to impress upon you. You can change your results. One thing, his name is Eric, one thing that Eric really had going for him was that he didn't question as much, and that was really good. Now, don't worry if you're my student and you tend to question and doubt. That's okay, I can handle it. I say something, he did. I say something, he'd execute. I give him the homework, he executes. I give him the homework, he executes. That's it. There's no, but is this gonna work? There's no, but why? There's no, does this relate to my money? None of that. I give him homework, he does it. I give him homework, he does it. And that was a really, really good trait in his particular case. Because week after week, we just build upon the changes and the improvements of the previous week. And you see, guys, when we start doing this work, the growth is not linear. Okay? The growth is not linear. I literally could not stand the idea of you having grown 2% last year. So this year, when you're with me, you hope to grow 4%. Please kill me. True growth is exponential. It really is. Right? So if you're willing to do the work today, and you're here today, and that's awesome, and you're willing to do a little bit of work next week, you're willing to do a little bit of work the next week, do you see how you, before you know it, you'll start experiencing some of that compounded exponential growth in some of these stories of these people you've heard? Yeah. Awesome.
Hi, this is Paula, and I've been working with Lily for the past few months, one-on-one, so every week pretty much. And I am so very grateful and happy and appreciative of her work and how she's been able to just pull me back on ground and make me open new doors and see new things and have other perspectives and just elevate myself and help me elevate other people through that. And thank you, Lily. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Who's ready to talk about the next point? Yes or yes? Woo! All right, guys. This next point is what we reject rejects us. Ooh. What we reject rejects us. If you don't have money right now, you've been rejecting it. So why have you been rejecting it? This stuff gets confronting. I like to have a sense of humor. I'm very, very empathetic with my clients, but don't be fooled. Real change is confronting. And the truth is, if you don't have money, you've been rejecting it. And why are you so mean to it? A lot of people claim they want something. This is why the operative word I've used is claim. You may claim you want this pen. I might even believe you, respectfully. But saying you want something, claiming you want something, writing down your New Year's resolution the way everybody else is doing it is just one thing. That's it. That's one little energetic, that's it. What about all the other thoughts and collective emotions and your history and your subconscious? If you don't have something you claim you've been wanting, chances are it's because in the subconscious, you haven't wanted it. What do you mean, Lily? My subconscious wants money. Maybe not. We have a lot of complexity in our lives. It's very, very common, right? We have these childhood patterns, things we've picked up on from our families, school, society, and so on and so forth. And then we form an identity around it. And before you feel like I'm just saying that, you don't have money because you hate money. No, I'll give you a story about me. Back to junior high, not grade 8. Grade 8, I had friends. Grade 7, I didn't really have friends. I was in this very ritzy school. I got in because of my, the exams I took. And my family friend was actually a classmate. Maybe there was some jealousy. I don't know. Long story short, she would tell people that I was on welfare, which I wasn't because her mom was friends with my mom. But it was a really tough year. And so she was rich. And me in my grade 7 consciousness thought, she's rich and she's so mean. I'm not mean and I'm not rich. So I have to make sure if I'm as a nice person that I be the opposite of her. Okay. Whenever something is deeply emotional for you, pain is emotional. Feeling judged is emotional. Feeling social ostracization is emotional. You've just amplified that lesson. So the lesson I learned was mean people are rich. Mean people who say things behind your back, which I would never do as a kid, are rich. So since I wasn't like her, I have to make sure I'm the opposite, not just in character, but also in financial status. So why do I share this story to you about when I was in grade 7? Because you see, I recovered from that. Right after grade 8, grade 9, especially in high school and undergrad, college, life was pretty good. I did have good friends. I was more, selective with who I spent time with. So that was a win. But you see, I didn't actually recover when it came to the finances. So I would go out there, give a lot of value, work pretty hard, set pretty good goals and accomplish them. I got myself to the United Nations. I got myself to the headquarters of the World Health Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. I've published in top peer-reviewed journals. Why do I share this with you? I share this with you because in spite of all that quote unquote success, right, objective success, I made sure I was poor. That's what I'm getting at. I remember when I was working in the headquarters of the WHO in Geneva, Switzerland. And oh my God, in your 20s, when you do that, you just feel like, oh my God, I've made it. I was in my fancy high heels and I take a cab to go to work, and you have to show them your badge, and there's so much security just so you can go to the office, really. Okay, and I thought to myself, I really think I'm the poorest person in this building. Okay, so the things that you pick up could have been like me in grade 7, could have been when you were 3, could have been your first year of college, the things that have happened to you. And then the identity you formed around it. I formed an identity of I'm a nice person, which I thought meant I had to be poor. Okay, that will stay with you for life unless you choose to fix it. Okay. So I'm not trying to tell you a sob story of how my life sucked. No, I've had some great successes in life. It's just that I finally realized, like, why am I shooting myself in the foot? Is it absolutely necessary that I be a successful person and a good person and a poor person? Like, is that an absolutely necessary connection? Right? So I had to do the confronting work as well. And I had to do the healing as well. Okay. So now my identity around money has shifted. Now I assume abundance, right? Now I assume divine compensation. Now I assume fair monetary compensation to the value I put out there. Back before, when I didn't like money, okay, instead of monetary compensation, I assumed status, right? Good company logos, okay? All of which I got. So I'm not saying my life was hard. I'm just saying I got what I asked for. I change my identity, I get new things. The state of one thing affects the state of another. If this is money, I didn't like it. I judged it. Well, that which we reject rejects us. Right? I don't know how you feel about yourself, but I'm pretty sure if money had a personality, it felt pretty good about itself. So if money is very self-aware, again, I don't know how self-aware you are today, but I'm pretty sure money is self-aware, and it could recognize that you didn't like it. Do you really think money with a healthy self-esteem is going to go towards you? No. Right? So relating this to luck, we grow in our luck, in our abundance, in our opportunities, right place, right time, right people, when we have better thoughts about anything and everything. Because when we feel better about them, about it feels better about us. And two things get closer and closer and closer. Right? Have you ever heard of the saying that some of you are happily married? That's awesome. Some of you are coupled up. That's awesome. But some of you aren't. Or I'm sure you can all relate. The fact that your soulmate is out there. He or she or they were living a whole life, before you met, but you were just moving closer and closer together. Yeah. Well, same thing with your career, same thing with your next contract, same thing with your next client, same thing with your next company. Okay. So when it comes to understanding the abundance we have, the opportunities we have, or the lack thereof in all these cases, we have to understand what is it we're actually rejecting. Let's use the idea of romance because it's so simple and it's just so powerful. Most people claim they want a happy, fulfilling relationship. Would you agree? Okay, awesome. Most people have some level of anxiety in this area. Would you agree? Okay. Myself included. That's okay. A little bit of anxiety, it's understandable. It's not about judgment. Here's an example from a female experience. Actually, this came up with my clients 3 times this week, this conversation. So there must be something in the air. Will he call me callous? Will he call me selfish? Will he say that I'm too career oriented if I don't spend every evening with him? So there's a conflict. I want growth. I want success. I want self-sufficiency. Or maybe it's not even the success. I want to do well for my customers. That's one desire. The other desire is I want to be accepted. I don't want to be seen as too cold or too masculine. Right? So that's one. Would she be with me? Would she stay with me if I wasn't this wealthy? The good thing though is the male identity around money and status and having to be the provider tends to be quite strong. So even men with a little bit of an anxiety, like would she still love me if I didn't have the money, is being overridden by a stronger desire of I gotta provide. Right. But suffice it to say, you see, when it comes to what you want, which in this case, maybe it's a happy, healthy, respectful relationship, do you see how in just a minute there, I showed you for most people, you've already rejected the idea of a happy, fulfilling, loving relationship because of the fear you have? Yes or yes? Yes, right? Absolutely. So sometimes when I give these very, very quick examples with romance, I actually didn't say it today, but sometimes I'll say this is in a heterosexual context because I am one, and also to save time, right? Because a lot of sitcoms do it that way, but absolutely. This applies to all of us. And sometimes we can also substitute the gender I may have used for the energy, right? One person may be more masculine, one person may be more dominant, and so on and so forth. Yeah, okay. So what we do through personal development is we break these subconscious patterns. We break these subconscious patterns, and over time, what that does is it reduces your anxiety on any given subject, right? And when we reduce your anxiety about any given subject, what happens then? We clarify your thoughts, we empower your thoughts, we strengthen your thoughts. Now, let's go back to the first concept. The state of one affects the state of another. If your thoughts are clarified, strengthened, and empowered, do you think you would cause the outcome to get better and better? Yes or no? Exactly. Am I starting to show you now that this is a scientific and spiritual reason as to why personal development literally causes your life to get better? Yes. A different way of saying what you reject rejects you is that which you want wants you. That which you want wants you. If you want a respectful, loving person, a friend, coworker, etc., that kind of a person will want you. This is also why, authenticity, honesty, integrity are such important things, because you can't just claim you want it. You have to be it. Right? You have to be the respectful person. You have to be the compassionate person. You have to be the non-judgmental person. Everybody I've met in my life has wanted non-judgmental friendships. But you can only have it if you first seek to be that energy. That which you want wants you. What is it that you want? What's one thing that you want? Or if you're fast typer, life is abundant. Tell us the many things you want. Peace and happiness. Yes, Aubrey. Sometimes if we're in a state of unhappiness, no peace, stress, chaos, we may want peace and happiness, and that's fair. And still, we cannot really look for the peace and happiness out there. Why? Because in our state of chaos and lack of peace, we will not get the peace. That's why this stuff is so trippy. If we want peace and happiness, okay, we must learn to be peace and happiness. That's why all change begins with us. That's right. Me, that's right. Yep. I want to book the lead in the feature film. Amazing. See, Kelly, you focus on wanting to be that lead. You focus on the good emotions connected to being that lead actress in the feature film. And then when you have fears and anxieties like, oh, but what will my mom think? What will my high school friends think? Oh no, will I be too busy for my partner? Oh no, will my weight come into question? I'm not saying these are your fears, I'm just saying. If these minor little anxieties pop up, remember that's taking you away from being the lead. Just go back to why you want it. Go back to what you want. Go back to the happiness in getting what you want. That which you want will want you, Kelly. It is law. Thank you for sharing that. Kyle wants to become independently wealthy while being in service to others. That is absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. Earl wants love, joy, and peace. Absolutely possible. Wholeness. Yeah. One of the things is we want wholeness in life. We seek to become whole within ourselves, right? We're grateful for us. We're praiseworthy of ourselves. We're joyous with ourselves, with who we are. Patricia wants abundance, financial and emotional. Beautiful. That which you want wants you. But you got to keep your energy pure. You got to keep the connection between you and the it pure. You got to keep it consistent. You got to keep it positive. You got to keep it of a high vibration. It's so simple, guys, but it is not easy. Most people, when you hear them achieve something, quote unquote, massively big, nothing is actually massively big. But for example, when they become the leader of a country, right, or the leader of a political party, when they become a New York Times bestselling author, something like that, they may not say it publicly, but when you know them privately, what do they say? I wanted this since I was little. That what you want wants you. It really does. But in your humanness, you got to learn some lessons. You got to learn to let go of the past. You got to learn how to heal the judgments you've taken in. Like I had to learn how to heal the judgments of when I was 7 and picked on for not being rich, right? We got to learn how to heal that, let go of that. And then from there, create new patterns of thought, patterns of emotion, so that whatever we think, whenever we think about our goals and hopes and dreams, that connection is positive. And now, of course, we're going to have a work ethic. Of course, we're going to work hard. All these things are very, very much needed in our human consciousness. But you see, we've just streamlined this process. We made it quicker and we've made it more fun. I don't know about you. If on your journey to getting more of the things you want, if it were to be more quick and more fun, would that be of benefit to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. If on your journey to abundance, to love, to joy, to peace, to business growth, to success, if we could do it quicker and you had more fun along the way, yes, absolutely. Guys, I've really enjoyed spending this time with you. Has this been of value to you?
Yeah.
Yes, I recognize some of your faces. Of course, some of you are absolutely new to me. For those of you who are new and who are taking the time out of your Friday to come, if you got something out of today, I have cleared a little bit of time in my calendar, which again, took effort. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little gift. Is that okay if I were to give you a gift? A little gift? Yeah. I've made some effort to clear time. So hopefully, if you wanted this gift, one of the times will work for you. If it doesn't, then please don't feel bad. Send me an email or send me a message. I'll figure out a way. All right. So what that does, if you were to click on it, but save that in your browser. Okay, so if you're on your phone, click on it so that it's in your little tab. If you're on your computer, click on it so it's one of your tabs in your browser. Okay, if we were to meet, is really discuss, okay, what stood out to you the most today? What's going on in your life that you could apply this to? And you want me to help apply this to you, for you? And how can we move forward so that you finish December exceptionally strong? Can I just get feedback? Has anyone opened it to make sure that the link works? Oh, awesome. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. Arjula's here. Awesome. I'm quite intentional with my time. I mean, if you want, we'll discuss the weather for a sentence, but I don't want to just meet up to talk about, do small talk. It's very, very intentional and deliberate. Is if you want to apply this material and these concepts to you, then let's do it. And I have a couple spots there, and it's absolutely complimentary. Why? Because you took time out of your day and your Friday to join me live. And I really, really believe that deserves recognition. All right. Okay. So could you give me a yes or thumbs up if you've gotten a chance to get the link?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you.
Really wonderful experience. She's very upfront and honest, and She'll call you out on your bullshit and excuses, and I appreciate the sincerity and just truly genuine love and kindness that she has for every single one of her clients. I can't say enough how wonderful it's been to really learn and grow and integrate all the different wonderful practices that she's introduced or kind of given a different light or a lens to.
So when it comes to the loving relationships or the respectful communication with relationships at work, are you rejecting it truly, or are you receptive to it? You know, one of the first things I say to my students, especially the younger ones who are employed, right? So they have a boss, is I want to help you see that you are never, ever complain about the boss. Ever. Never, ever complain about the hands that bite the hands that feed you. Ever again. Because here's the thing. What that does, and this is the problem with our society right now, is if we've trained billions of us to let go of our ownership. If you could blame the person who's paying you right now, you're literally saying, I don't have power here. And then that's coming from a place of lack of gratitude. I am weak. I'm unhappy today because of my boss. Right? So if you want a better life, fuller life, one thing is never complain about your supervisor, boss, whoever again. You don't like them, learn how to like them. That's true quantum, by the way. You can literally learn how to like just about anybody. And for you in your work, in your business, in your relationships, how would your life be? Would it become better if you could literally, in the switch of a decision, authentically learn how to connect and appreciate and love just about anybody in front of you? Would that help you?
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very, very possible. It's not fake positivity. It's authentic. It's an authentic connection with that other person. So when it comes to what you want, when it comes to more opportunities, better connections, you know, having the Midas touch, anything you touch turns to gold. Anything you put effort into usually yields a really good result. Anything you try with and try within comes back to you twofold, threefold, fourfold, and etc. What is the source of that? What is the starting point of having the Midas touch? Ourselves, exactly. Our thoughts, our feelings, how grounded we are, how consistent we are, how strong we are. Yes, you're super helpful in all contexts. Thank you. So people who are more successful and fulfilled and abundant, what do they do differently? What they do differently in a way that we can't see is at the level of thought. They love that which they have or want more. Career-oriented people who are successful love their jobs more. They love their customers more. They love the process more. They love their technology more. And I know the word love is really weird to use here, but what it is love. Love is one of the highest forms possible. If you don't have the things you want yet, you're not full of love yet. Remember what we said? If you are rejecting it, it's rejecting you. Don't reject these things anymore. Learn to love them. Learn to love to be patient with your clients. Learn to love to be compassionate with the person at work. Learn to love to appreciate your employer, your employee, your teammates, and so on and so forth. And with that, you will literally change your life. Okay? So content-wise, this was what I had prepared for y'all. There's so much I could teach you guys on. But I did my best to organize it in a couple umbrella brackets and categories so that some of you who have never heard of the term quantum physics would catch on. Some of you who are already deep in the study would really enjoy. What are your thoughts? What are your aha moments? What are your questions? Since we are about to wrap this up, I would love to hear from you. Please go ahead and type in the chats. What was your biggest thought here? The reminder you needed to hear, a question you may have. This was amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being here. If you blame someone, you're far from your goal. Yes. If you blame yourself, you're halfway. When you've no one to blame, congrats, you've arrived. This just hit me so hard. Thank you. Stacy says, thank you. What we think and feel and speak comes about. That's exactly it. Jill says, thank you. I really, really appreciate your being here. Some of you know my life. I'm quite busy. For the last couple of weeks, I got hit with some minor insomnia. It's not fun. So then my admin work suffered a little bit. My number one priority is always my client calls, always, always, always. So if something's got to take a back seat, it was my admin. So I didn't have the chance to market or share about this event. So I'm so grateful. Some of my clients are on here. You've shared it for me. I appreciate you. Some new friends on here. You heard about it. You heard about it from a friend or client of mine. I'm so grateful that you chose to spend this time with me. And I very, very much hope that the content, the material, the energy, the sharing added to your life as well. So make sure you claim your gift. I always like to reward good energy, a good attitude, and a desire for more. So that's the Calendly link. Again, you don't have to book it this second, or you should if you want to claim it, but definitely save it. And for the rest of you, this was the Facebook group, in case you haven't found me on Facebook yet. David says, thank you, Lily. Cassandra says, what you reject rejects you. That was such a deep reminder that I tend to stand in my own way. Yes. Arjula says, super awesome webinar. Thank you. Norm, you're welcome. Kyle, you're welcome. Shmiko, you're so welcome. Thank you, everyone. So for those of you who are able to speak on audio, don't be shy. I know some of you personally. I'd love to invite you, encourage you to pop on audio and say to us, yeah, what did you get out of this? What stood out to you the most? And so on and so forth. So who would like the mic first? Hey, Joseph. Yes, go ahead.
I'll
please.
just say hi. Good to see you. Your Instagram inspired me a lot lately. Just you put a lot of inspirational stuff. So it really motivates me, I'll be honest, to believe in myself. And I'm pretty tired today and a little busy, but I didn't want to miss this, so I hopped on. So thank you so much. It's so crazy because before I had met you, I had started reading about quantum entanglement, and that was probably maybe 2 months ago. And I was reading about it, and I know a lot about quantum physics, but I didn't know about quantum entanglement. And I thought it was amazing that two things could be so far from each other, but still be connected. And so then when I saw you were going to talk about quantum entanglement, that really got my attention. So thank you for the inspiration, and this was really motivational.
You're so welcome. Thanks, Joseph, for sharing that.
Yeah.
And
I need to get more sleep as well. So
oh my God, I'm like, next goal, sleep hygiene, 7 hours. What do you do, Joseph?
So I co-founded a startup with my business partner, and we have 2 versions of the software, and I have to kind of design the app side of it. And
amazing.
Yeah. So
in like 1 or 2 sentences, how do you think the material we talked about together today applies to your startup experience?
I would say, as far as the inner work I've done this year, I've made amazing strides within myself. And I think a lot of what you discussed today helps melt away doubt and helps cultivate and grow belief. So that's kind of what I gained from today, is just knowing that my intentions to be a better person, to believe that my startup can provide a living for me eventually, because we're pre-revenue right now, but I believe, today helped me realize that what I'm doing will cultivate into residual revenue, and then that will give me more time and freedom where I can take all these things that kind of you were talking about today and applying it towards the people I care about in life. But also believing, I think the main thing what helped me today was believing that the things that may seem, maybe I'm scared I'm going to lose something, or there's something I really want to attain that's important to me. Like what I learned today helps me believe, well, I can connect to that. Even if it doesn't belong to me yet, it could one day. And I can be connected to it through my intentions, through quantum entanglement. And that one day, one of my dreams will become tangible, and in a very positive and compassionate way, though, in a good way.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, it's not yours yet. Love it,
Hmm.
think of it, dream about it, honor it, and it will be yours.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Did you get the Calendly link?
I did, so I might do that. I'm thinking about it.
Why think about it?
I don't know. I can do it.
When we doubt and think a lot, do you think we're precise and quick and clear, or not as much?
Usually it's precise.
Ah, okay, awesome. I'd love to meet you as well. So looking forward to it. Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I was able to pull out some things I have never ever even talked about, and I highly recommend, if you ever have a chance to do a one-on-one with Lily, to do it. She's very heartfelt and very caring, but she won't play any games with you. She'll tell you like it is. So that's my 2 cents worth, and I highly recommend you take any opportunity to work with Lily as much as you can. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Who else would love to share next? What stood out to you? What's going on?
What you focus on expands. So if you nourish it, you feed it, you water it, you grow it, you'll get it.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. Yeah. Even if it's not yet quote unquote yours, as Joseph said.
Yeah, and Joseph, don't wait. Just book it. Make the leap.
Joseph is like, am I paying for 5,000? No, you're not. And Jill, before you sold your first house, by the way, because I have full permission by Jill to say this, right? I'm confidential with all my clients, but when someone gives me full permission, I do. Before you met me, you weren't selling houses. Then you met me, we worked for a few months, and then for your first house was $700,000.
$725,000.
Oh, pardon me.
It was a nice sale. The energy that the transfer of energy was what transferred into the finances.
That's right. That's right. And you were doing the work. I was helping you water the plants before you had it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, so like I was listening to this or read this analogy that, you plant a seed in the ground and you water it and you fertilize it and you nourish it. You don't dig it up every 2 days to see if it's growing. You just continue to water it and nurture it, and it will eventually come to fruition. And then the other thing that I've come to realize is, over time, I've done some work and then things have lapsed, and I've done some work and some things have lapsed. So what I've come to realize is the energy work is perpetual. You can't, it's like riding a bicycle. If you pedaling, you're going to keep going. And so when you stop pedaling, you stop moving forward. So the work that I do every day is just keeping me to move forward.
Absolutely. Love that share too. Thank you, Jill. This is exactly. If you were to be a plant, would you probably need hydration and water today? Yes or yes? Yes. Right. Now, as far as I can see, you're not a plant, you're a human being, but would you probably need some energetic watering today? Yes or yes? Yes. Right. We drink water, we eat foods. The truth is, you're so powerful energetically. We got to do the energetic nourishment every single day. This is what they've done to us, is over the last 2 generations, especially after World War II, this was deliberate here in North America, especially, is they took all the spirituality out of the curriculum and out of society. Whereas all other traditional societies have known this. Your thoughts create things. You have to learn to use the right thoughts so that you can attract, manifest, and get closer to all good things, all good opportunities, many of which you don't even know yet. Some of you consciously set goals. That's only one part of it. The other part of it is you work on the state of you, the state of your mind, the state of your emotions, and there will be massive amounts of goals and successes that you can't even name yet that will come to you. Right? This is why we want to be open-minded. We want to be appreciative. We want to be, quick in our decisions, lighthearted, joyful, and so on and so forth. You all have done so well today. Your participation was phenomenal. So I'm so proud of you. I've gotten to get to see a lot of your beautiful faces and some of your names, and all of you in the chats. You did phenomenal. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please, what can I ask you to do? I might have a replay. So please, if you have friends who couldn't make it, I'll give you a gift. Let them know about it. And I'll see what I can do with respect to a replay just to pay it forward. All right. I love and appreciate you. I hope you have a great Friday. Please do your best in being you, because when you do, you give everybody else around you the permission to do and be the same. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Love. Peace and love.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
I've been with Coach Lily since the beginning of the pandemic. So there is a big difference between the person that I was back then and the person that I am right now. Thanks to Coach Lily's guidance, I don't go into victimhood, that often like I used to before. Now I take more ownership of my actions and the decisions that I make, which is such a beautiful feeling to have.
Hey everyone, hey Coach Lily, it's Rod. I wanted to say thank you for all the great things that you've done for me and you continue to do for me. The coaching that you provide is absolutely excellent. If you want to raise your awareness, you want to raise your level of awareness, you want to go and do beyond what you've ever thought you can do, those dreams that you have or had are dormant. Coach Lily is the one that can bring them out, and the sky's the limit. I encourage each and every one of you, if there's something that you want to do in life, I know everyone wants to level up, you have the right person in Coach Lily. Coach Lily, the sky's the limit for you. You're excellent. If you guys are looking for a great coach, such as a Bob Proctor or a Les Brown or a Tony Robbins, you have it in Coach Lily. Give her a chance. She will change your life. Thank you so much, Coach. We love you.
So I come into a lot of things with a lot of shame when I don't complete things or I don't understand things, and then I kind of, withdraw. And she taught me that when I'm feeling like that's like a low vibrational energy, and that it slows down your momentum and that it does not serve you to conquer your goals. Learning through how to work through my limiting beliefs, she really made me understand that self-praise and self-gratitude and just gratitude in general are high vibrational, and then that is raising your spirits and helping you achieve your goals. And it was a really, really unique perspective on how to work through everyday situations and how that can progress into achieving goals, and not just 1 year goals, changing those 1 year goals into 6 month goals and your 6 month goals into 3 month goals. And if anybody needed coaching or was thinking about coaching, with her unique style, she gets you results quickly, and it's always keeps the ball rolling. I can't thank you, Lily, enough for everything that you've done for me, and I am so excited to continue working with you in the future. Thank you.
I struggled with my identity. I struggled with being honest about my ego. And I also struggled with making commitments. But since Lily came into my life, I actually started identify what it is I truly want. And I started identifying my ego and how I can move forward and work on it. And so now I'm more patient with myself. Also, Lily taught me something so special that I keep dear to my heart, and that's one commitment. One commitment. I never thought of it that way. I've always thought of, oh my goodness, I got all these things to do. But now I just say to myself, one commitment. Thank you so much, Coach Lily.
On the matter at hand. She really has a profound gift. She's incredibly intuitive, incredibly insightful, and I just feel bigger and smarter and more focused after every single session. So I'm so excited about where we're going. I'm so excited about what the next level of my business, of my life looks like. And I'm really grateful to have Lily as my coach. And I just wanted to share that. Thanks so much. Thank you, Lily.